Hey fam, I want to talk to you today about electric vehicles, and let's get to some truth here. It's a little noisy at the park. Hope there's not too much interference, but let's get to it. So first off, as you know, if you've seen anything from me, I love cars. It's just part of who I am. As a child, when I got into cars, basically for me, it's about mastering time and space, right? If you wanted to go from New York City to upstate New York back in the day, it was probably a month's journey, and I'd probably never see you again. It was just, goodbye forever. I'm going upstate. Now it's a day trip. And I realized a long time ago that when it came to transportation, a major limiting factor was energy sources, right? The thing that basically stops us from being able to go have lunch on the moon or fly around in pod racers is the energy source, something that is effective, powerful, efficient, and whatnot. So as a car enthusiast, I'm a bit of a petrol head. I have to admit, I'm not huffing gasoline, but a little smell of gasoline, I do enjoy it. There's few things that bring me as much joy as the sound of those screaming F1 V10s. If you've ever had the pleasure of going to a NASCAR race, you know how those engines rumbling, it'll shake your soul, and I completely love it. However, I also embrace change, right? Change is inevitable. And part of how that works is that even when things stay the same, you're just changing to be more of the same. And rather than go the way of the dinosaurs, I, for one, embrace change and embrace what the future has to bring. And Formula One realizes that too. We've entered the hybrid era a while ago. And again, they have tech. They have battery tech to give energy boost. They have the turbo era. And again, we're in this hybrid era. We have Formula E, the all-electric race car series, and I believe in the future it's basically going to merge with Formula One as that tech develops. And again, I, for one, embrace change. So the question is, are EVs actually a better solution to what we currently have? And let me break it down for you a bit. So first off, can you guess what the most environmentally friendly car is? I can give you a hint. It's probably not what you think. And the answer is a used car, right? A used car is the most environmentally friendly vehicle you can get. And the fact is that there's more carbon footprint and fossil fuel use in the production of cars than you will ever have in the running of cars, right? So when you think about it, there's a lot of factors. You have to source the energy. You have to mine the steel. You have to mine all the other minerals that go into the electronics and the batteries. You have to transport it from the country where these resources were mined to the factory. It has to be produced. It has to then be transported to the consumer. And all of that is going to be way more than the fuel you ever use. Then, of course, the obvious is that unless you're powering your car with renewable energy, your battery-driven car, your electric motor, is still fueled by fossil fuels, right? So don't be deceived there. Now, with that said, I encourage, electric vehicle technology. I'm excited to see what they come up with next in terms of renewable energy sources and battery technology and whatnot. But right now, it's not what you may think. Now, I worked for an environmental nonprofit doing fundraising for a long time. I campaigned to shut down coal plants and replace them with things like wind energy. And then I got to see this excellent movie called Windfall, which basically talked about the dark side of the wind industry. And in summation, the cliff notes is that basically capitalism has a way of destroying a good thing. Now, before you get the pitchforks and the torches out, I have no qualms about it. I'm a business person. I'm in business to make profit. One of my goals is to accumulate wealth and resources because I know the things that I want to do. I know the time and creative freedom that these resources bring. Now, With that said, again, there are complexities. My main issue with capitalism is that, again, by definition, I'm very literal. You're talking about capital as a way of life. And when you come to this Milton Friedman philosophy of the market will answer all problems, it's simply overzealous at the end of the day. There's obviously more to life than just money, right? So on one hand, money's everything. The other hand, there's more to life than money. There is a point where I firmly believe in people over profit, right? So again, I listen to the market. It'll tell you a lot of things. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to make my final decision based on simply what's most profitable. One of my primary concerns is what's best for humanity, right? And again, these are the complexities. So with all that said, again, I'm not here to judge. Everybody's situation is different. If you get a new EV, congratulations. I'm excited for you. I'd love to take it for a drive. I'm excited for you. But I'm just pulling back the veil on the marketing a little bit. The reality is, a lot of the EV push it's marketing to sell more cars, right? We don't necessarily need more cars. It's a harsh reality. We need more innovation. And as I'm sitting in some of the commutes that I've had in New York, sitting in traffic and wondering why am I spending my life doing this, kind of taking the joy away from driving, I realized that, again, the issue isn't simply the mode of transportation. It's really the lifestyle that we all have. It's the modern slavery of the rat race and spending time away from your family, trying to earn just enough to survive, spending hours and hours in traffic. There has to be a better way. There has to be a better compromise, So again, I love F1, and you see them they choose to be at the front of rather than behind when it comes to innovation. They're at the cutting edge. I'm excited to see what technology we come up with next. I want the best. I'd love to drive just the best, fastest, most efficient, technologically advanced vehicle at some point. But the issue is sitting in your car 4 hours a day and commuting back and forth to a job you hate, things of that sort. So what we need is, societal changes. But again, I'm just pulling back the veil a little bit. Unfortunately, I hate to break it to you, but getting an EV alone is not going to save the world. And in some ways, there's consequences. Solutions often lead to new problems. And I hope it's enlightening. Let me know your thoughts. Again, if saving the environment is your primary concern, walk, get a bike, move to the forest, or get a used car. That brand new electric car may not be what you think it is. But, I encourage all of you. Peace and love.